few athletes have earned a nickname as perfect as Cecilia, the First Lady Braekhus. She became the first woman to unify all 4 belts, the first to headline a professional show in Norway, and a fighter whose influence helped end a decades-long ban on the sport in her homeland. On Saturday in Lillestrom, the 44-year-old trailblazer will step into the ring one final time to face Slovenia's Kozin for the WBC and WBO light middleweight titles. Win, lose, or draw, Braekhus will close a career that has reshaped both women's boxing and Norwegian sport. Born in Colombia and adopted by a family in Norway, Braekhus grew up in Bergen and turned to kickboxing in her early teens before moving into boxing at 21. She lost just a handful of her amateur bouts before turning professional, yet her ambitions faced a unique obstacle: professional boxing had been banned in Norway for decades. Undeterred, she moved to Germany, training among men, proving every day that she could not just compete but excel. At a time when women were pressured to sell the sport through appearance rather than skill, Braekhus's discipline, focus, and relentless work ethic set her apart. Even as she built her career abroad, her dream of fighting at home never faded. Week after week, she trained and returned to Norway to meet with politicians and journalists, fighting not just opponents in the ring but prejudice and misinformation. Public opinion shifted after her historic win over Ivana Habazin, when she became the first undisputed women's world champion. 3 months later, the Norwegian parliament lifted the ban on professional boxing, and Braekhus finally headlined in her homeland, in front of a sold-out arena and the Prime Minister. It was the homecoming of all homecomings. Over her career, she set records that may never be broken: the longest reigning female world champion, the longest time as an undisputed champion, and the longest unbeaten streak by a female champion. Yet her proudest legacy cannot be measured in numbers or belts. It lies in breaking barriers, inspiring a generation, and bringing women's boxing to the forefront of a nation's consciousness. Now, Braekhus is ready to retire, leaving the ring as a 2-weight world champion and paving the way for stars like Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. She speaks of retirement as a breakup, a pause from a life defined by discipline and struggle, but also as an opportunity to embrace the world beyond boxing. For someone who has spent her life defying the odds, perhaps the hardest fight will be learning to live without being a boxer.